same time that you kind of also were like privy to as well. You personally, obviously.
Yeah.
That movement, like obviously, I want to get to the ICP beat, but I'm curious, like, was there like that scene of Detroit hip hop that was like more like really underground, like I don't know if it's horrorcore, but you know what I mean. The ICP, the Esham, the King Gordy shit, you know.
Yeah. They had his own lane of his own. You know what I'm saying?
And it was very specific to that area.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I really never knew nothing about that world until I started fucking with King Gordy. Because King Gordy was signed to FBT, was the same production company Marshall was signed to. So that's how we met King Gordy. And then when I started fucking with him and we started doing our projects, he was already kind of in the jungle world. So he kind of, you know, introduced me to it. So it was nothing like I sought after. I grew up hip hop and rap.
Of course. And it was like it's kind of a weird world, you know, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's other world. Shout out to
they're all grown up now.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet like a 17-year-old juggalo. Like now. Like these days, you know, like they're all like 37.
Right. Minimal. Yeah. Right. And still out here rocking.
It's crazy though, because like, you know, I'll say this about them, they really revolutionized merch.
Yeah.
They revolutionized being independent. They did some things that a lot of people are practicing nowadays. I think that they helped show like guys like 9/11, you know. But when you guys had your back and forth, by the way, some of the best hits ever. The Kempton, Connecticut shit, all that shit. And I definitely was not a big ICP fan. I thought that shit was terrible. But I've gone to their shows. Like I had Fago fly by me. I used to launch Fago on the fucking crowd.
Yeah, they gathered.
How crazy did that ever get? Was that anything other than just being comedic or being like just some rap shit, some 90s rap beef shit, or was it ever like?
Oh no, it got serious. Yeah.
How serious was it?
It was serious, like on site. We see them, they see us. Yeah. I think they rented in Marshall at a car shop or some shit way back in the day. I forgot what happened. Yeah, it was serious. I remember one time we had a show at St. Andrew, and I guess ICP had like a talent show or something in the basement. We were performing up top, and we didn't know Jeff was going to be there. And I just remember they fans gave it away. Before we even seen them. No, not even, they was just giving us the meanest, like the dirtiest fucking look. I'm like, why the fuck keep looking at me? And I was like, ICP in his basement. I'm like, oh, shit. What the fuck? But I think they ended up squashing the beat that day. And Trick and Robert J. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That sounds like a hairy situation.
Yeah.
You guys were upstairs, they're downstairs in the middle of a beat.
Yeah.
That could have gone
First time we ever seen each other over the years.
Was your situation with Esham, did it have anything to do with the ICP thing? Because I know he was over there, so it was just something separate.
No. I think Esham, you know, his thing was Marshall was showing respect by saying he was talking to Esham and Nazi. And I don't know, I think he got to that disrespect a little bit.
Which is a crazy thing.
Yeah.
In retrospect, Esham right now is probably playing that line for his kids and being like, look, Eminem said I.
Shout out to E, man. E cool, man.
Yeah, for sure. Also, kind of like, you know, set a lot of that groundwork for the ICP.
Yeah, he definitely let it. He definitely let it. Yeah. It shows you, he was in high school doing this shit. Coming on shows.
Wow. That's fucking crazy, man.
Less carbs, more possibilities. Egg Life egg white wraps can do all your faves. Sweet, savory, sniff-worthy. Oh, it's got range. Also protein. Egg Life.
Very exciting. We're on set with a new Swiss tourism ad with Hollywood icon Halle Berry and Swiss director Mark.
Oops, cut. Halle, she's great.
So great.
And action.
Cut it. Happening. Working with Hallie is a bit. It's not funny. She's not saying the line. Just say the line.
Yes, the line, please. Please.
So what is
It's amazing.
what is
Awesome. You hear me? It's a little hard for the director to deal with, you know?
You're very much. Switzerland is beautiful. I don't know. Do you really want to go with beautiful? I mean, I think it's majestic, you know? Or maybe breathtaking, ferociously stunning, cataclysmically sublime. If you were a rapper, you would say it's the Halle-Berry landscape. Yeah, beautiful just to me.
Boy, she takes the time.
Cut. I think I can do better. Can I do another one?
No.
That's hard for me to say, but real fast. I went to real fast.
That just felt a little weird.
Oh. I lost it.
How do you get this thing back up?
Cut.
Got it.
Got me to do it?
Cut.
I'm forgetting.
Cut. But it was almost like she was amazing.
I did it.
That's true right now. It's not a setting. Where's Holly? I mean, really, seriously.
Wrap on time? Why? Gotcha. I wanted to stay here as long as I could. Are we in the shop? Look at this. It's beautiful. I mean, it's majestic.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Taking fire. Marking the rest of them. Establish hardball station. Squad mate, switching back. Well done. Kill confirmed. Locate back A. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Under fire. Only 10 left. We've got 10 squads active in the field. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tag map. Get hunted.
That was close. Cutting it a bit fine, weren't you?
Style
Reloading.
and substance. In GMC or current eligible GMC owners get 20% below MSRP on the Sierra 1500 model.
Back A.
Confirmed. We've located the rest of them. Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Y'all ready to be history? Hey, there we go.
We're out of here.
There you go. That's it.
Sway, just before we get started, can you please sign?
Shit. Damn. Wow. Oh, wow.
Look at how, yo, you look like a kid. You're a kid there.
Damn, man. I was a baby, bro.
Crazy.
My teenage years. Gotta know I had bars once upon a time, huh?
Yeah, you want me to say Marshall? You want me to say? Yes, please. That's M-A-R. That's H-A-L-L.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. That's signed a vinyl for him. Man, look at that, man. Look at
Incredible. Yo, man, your signature's so much better than mine. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, you threw me off with that.
Fucked up your whole shit.
Not really. Just impressed that you dug that deep in the crates, man. I didn't know you.
I'm always digging in the crates.
That's good to know, man. That's good to know. Do you want to use any lyrics from any of those songs in that vinyl?
Well, I was going to ask you when cameras are off. There's a couple bars that I wish I could have.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Go ahead, man. What's mine is yours, man. If it make your shit tighter, you know. Let's speak on bars. Where we are. Kamikaze came out. You know, you shocked the world the way you did it.
What made you do it? I mean, a revival came out December 2017. That wasn't that long ago. It's less than a year. What made you just drop it on the world the way you did?
Because I feel like the way the climate is right now, if you give people enough time to, oh, now I'm coming out in 2 months. You give people time to say, man, you better have a song like this or I ain't fucking with it. If you don't have a song like this, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah.
He better not be rapping like this. He better not be rapping about this. Or I'm not gonna fuck with it. And when you go into the album, you know anything with the mindset of this is gonna suck. And then even if you kind of don't feel that way, you're already kind of formed your opinion in front of all your friends, and you know what I'm saying. Like, so I feel like giving them no warning was the best thing to do, just because it doesn't give people enough time to. You know, when the revival track list came down the pipe,
Yeah, I remember that.
it was like overwhelmingly this shit is gonna be trash.
Yeah.
And
That was
nobody really wanted to be wrong about it. They had already formed, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people had already, formed their opinions. So,
Yeah, that was interesting. Like, Revival really ran through the ringer, so to speak, before it even got off the ground. But, you know, this is that day and age, you know.
oh yeah.
You know, how do you justice to that? Like, before, what I find interesting about you, before you spent your whole career being critiqued and criticized by organizations like LGBTQ community or college campuses or police departments, you know, but hip-hop always stood by you. So that was, you know, that's where you found your refuge. But now it came from inside of hip-hop. You know, how did that affect you?
Me sitting back and seeing things that I saw, it was kind of like, I felt a bunch of different ways. I felt like, okay, maybe because it doesn't sound like everything else, and what most people are doing, maybe that was what tainted their ear. Because I remember a time in hip hop where you had to be so different from the next person, or you would trash. There's a shift somewhere that happened that if it doesn't sound like everything else, then it's trash automatically.
Yeah.
And I just sat back like, okay, all right, I can take that. It's not like I can't take constructive criticism, but I feel like it kind of went beyond constructive criticism. So I had to go back to it and look. I have made albums that definitely probably would not be the top of my list. With Encore, Relapse, which I believe Encore is a better album than Relapse. Relapse is something that I looked at in a couple of years, went back to and cringed at. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't even realize I was doing that many accents. I just started, for whatever reason, I just got into it and was just like, started on this weird serial killer vibe kind of thing, and started wanting to talk crazy and started bending words more, and the only way you can bend them is with this accent, kind of this one, and a couple years later, in making recovery and slipping out of that, getting out of the accents and beyond it, made recovery.
Yeah.
And I always say that if it wasn't for Relapse, I wouldn't have been able to make recovery. And if it wasn't for Revival, I wouldn't have been able to make this album. So I'm good with it. It just, some people more than others went a little far with it.
I want to get into that too. And I almost, when I listen to Kamikaze and I hear some people say, man, that's the vintage him we wanted. We wanted Shady back, right? And when I listen to it, man, I have to admit, man, I hear something in you on this album that kind of made me rejoice in the way I've done in the past. I like the fact that you're not running from the criticism. I like the fact that in this digital age, you're not, cowering and reforming to what people think you should sound like or how people think you should act, and you're calling it out. And I actually like some of these review shows that you see on YouTube, and they take people's music and they have fun with it. I look at these kids, and I see us when we were young. I see myself when I was younger before YouTube, and we go through a G-Rap album, and oh, this was so, that was so, the Hard Side album, this was so. They're just kind of doing that, right? And you address them. So you're that in tune, like in the beginning of Ringer, when you talk about if you critique me, you can make millions. If I critique you, there's nothing I really.
Yeah, it gets into the territory where it's like you got, okay, so since the internet has become what the internet's become, and since YouTube and all that, you've got so many, how can I say this? It's almost like not enough Indians, too many chiefs. So it's like everybody on the internet, and hip hop especially, is, it seems like either a rapper, a DJ, a writer, producer, does something, has something to do with it, and I love the fact that so many people now have been able to get on easier than it was for me or you back in the day, because we didn't have this platform. So I appreciate the platform. It's just that now you've got people that not only are doing the same thing and they can do it better, but you've got people who don't do anything and are just critiquing it. So I sat back and I'm like, okay, that's fine. People can talk crazy about me. That's fine. They should express themselves, and they have a right to. But I also get to say whatever the fuck I want about you now. Like I said, I'm good with Revival. Fuck it. Because I couldn't have made this album without that.
Yeah.
And there is something, I'm not gonna lie, there is something inside me that is a little more happy when I'm angry. It's like, as much as bad as it feels to be there, there's also something about it, there's a rush of it that I like, because it inspires me to say something back. So you get in that weird area too, where it's like, oh, he says he doesn't care about what anybody thinks about him, but now he cares about what everybody thinks about him. No, he's just saying he don't care. He'll say anything he wants about you if you say it about him, because he doesn't care. Like, there's so many different levels to not caring about shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting, because I'm like, how fucking off is my ear?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, and then it was interesting to watch the reaction of the Chloroseptic remix verse that I did.
Yeah, with 2 Chainz, and put that out in January. You touched on, you guys formed your opinion just from a track.
That's where I was at.
Yeah.
At that point in time, that's definitely where I was at. But I watched people going, oh, why wasn't this on Revival? Honestly, what if I said it was on Revival? You won't know, because you didn't listen probably.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like, okay, I guess this is what people might want. Because I'm always stuck in that, what the fuck do people want? Like you were saying, that the old M is back, and he's too old to be the old M. You can't do, like, no matter what, when I zig, I should have zagged. No matter what. You got half and half every fucking single time.
You kind of say that. You allude to it in one of the songs where you said you set the bar so high that, at this point, everything's considered a failure. Like, you almost competing with yourself.
Yeah.
And you touch on it a lot in every song. Well, not every song, but the majority of songs you touch on it, I appreciate. But I have to, like, the Joe Budden thing is really interesting, because that, along with MGK, of course, is making a lot of noise out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it throws a lot of folks off. When Joe first started commenting, it was mixed reactions. Some people said it was disloyal. Some people said, man, he's entitled to his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that obviously it got under your skin, considering the relationship you had with him, the Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
How do you describe your relationship with Joe Budden? How do you describe your relationship with Joe Budden?
I mean, listen, me and Joe Budden aren't, we're not friends like that. We're not like, we didn't go to the same fucking high school or something. You know what I'm saying? So I get that part. But when I'm out here flying around to different places and doing interviews and trying to use my platform to pump up Slaughterhouse every chance I get, and you're using your platform to fucking trash me, and I'm one of the things that keeps this shit moving. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing something, you got a voice in hip hop, so you actually could be affecting this ship a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't owe me nothing. But I've never got in a fucking interview and been like, Joe Budden shit is fucking trash. That last album he put out is fucking trash. So that's kind of the attitude I took to this whole album. Kamikaze is like, all right, what if I give everybody my opinion about them?
Well, I want to talk about Slaughterhouse because there's a lot of, including myself, people that really feel like the Slaughterhouse saga was unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know there's a Glass House album that was pretty much completed but never released, right?
Where we had left it about 2 years ago was everybody came in and some of the guys in the group picked certain beats, some of the guys didn't feel those beats, so they like the other beats, and it was like there was definitely enough songs to put an album out, but for the most part it wasn't a complete picture because everybody wasn't on the same page of what their favorite songs were. So I thought they were gonna go back home, regroup, and try to make a few more songs. I didn't hear anything from that, and then at that point I started getting really deep into Revival. You know, I was recording every day. So a couple months go by, and from what I understand it to be, what I was told, I didn't hear this firsthand, but Joe said, Slaughterhouse ain't hot right now. We don't have a buzz. We need to put out a mixtape. From that point, everybody started branching out. Royce Smoke did his album, Prime. Like, everybody started doing their own kind of solo shit. So I thought they were just happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just wanted to maybe work on their own projects for a while and we'd come back and visit this or whatever. When we made the first Slaughterhouse album,
The Welcome to Our
House, that was another album that I felt like, holy shit, people literally just trashed this. They trashed this album. It was a huge fucking backlash of, oh man, this ain't what we want to hear. It sounds too polished and all that shit. Like, you're critiquing these guys who are fucking wordsmiths. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a certain type of person that, oh man, I only like the beats. There's a certain type of person that will lean towards lyrics more. There's a certain type of person that will lean towards a voice more. They like better. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody leans towards their own thing, but I was just like, holy shit. Because to me, the beats were crazy on that album. And only thing I did was added my little touch of like sprinkling music in these tracks and mixing them to try to bring out, you know, the production a little bit. Which I don't even know if I did any actual beats on there on the first album, but all I heard was the backlash that it was too polished.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, let's do another album, and then you guys do what you want to do with it. Which is kind of, we left the ball in their court kind of thing. So I didn't want to touch it in the sense of like, other than give my opinions on songs, I didn't want to touch it with my production because I felt like what if that is the reason that they didn't sell albums? I don't want to hinder that. You know what I'm saying? So we gave him another album, and next thing I know, I hear Joe talking about who got that money, who got what money. Like,
he did say, I saw a clip that he put up, an interview with him and Crooked, that he felt like that maybe, perhaps, like he alluded that you and Paul got the majority of the money.
Yeah, but the album, I hate to say this because I think the guys are super fucking talented, but the album didn't do much to even recoup the first budget. Then we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the second album that never came out. What money didn't you get? I don't know if I made a fucking dime off Slaughterhouse. I don't care if I made nothing. I believed in them, so I wanted them to be huge, man. I really did. I wanted a group that lyrical to fucking just bust through everything. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely hurt my feelings a lot when the album didn't do good, the first album. It was just like, fuck, man. Like when we got CeeLo on the hook and the My Life song, I was like, yo, this might be out of here.
What was the meaning behind the line when you said the last hit? I'm paraphrasing. The last hit you got was with your ex chick.
That was what that was.
What's that?
That was a tap.
Just a tap.
It was a tap, but it was also saying that his alleged domestic abuse things or whatever, which I'm not gonna get into, but I feel like the reason I had to do that is because, like I said, there's a fine line between saying, you know what, this guy's really been cool to me. He's helped me out and tried to help out on many occasions. So I'm not gonna go in on Untouchable like that. I'm gonna say it ain't for me. I'm not crazy about it. Whatever. But to be the worst song you've ever heard in your life? Have you listened to your own shit? Do you not listen back? Because if that's the worst fucking song you've ever heard in your life, I don't know.
Yes, it's interesting. So we'll never see that Glass House album, probably, as far as you know.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I want to just make it clear though that aside from the Joe shit, I think that Slaughterhouse is one of the best rap groups ever to ever happen. But that being said, I wish their first album would have connected.
Yeah.
To more people than it did. I don't. To this day, I still don't. Me and Paul were like, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, but look, man, everybody's not gonna like everything you put out all the time. So
that was a dream team of MCs, though, and I think a lot to what you're saying in regards to why aren't people reacting to these wordsmiths is that's how we came up, you know. And honestly, what people may not realize is that's what really separated hip hop from R&B, rock and roll, and other genres was our ability to bend words and create patterns that made it unique to our genre specifically, which it seems like it's something that doesn't get any credibility. People don't not everybody put a whole lot into that now. They don't give a lot of credence to that, you know, which is probably Slaughterhouse could have been a victim of that kind of ideology. You also on this album, you went in on MGK. You guys had a discrepancy. He mentioned it in his response song, Rap Devil, you know, that it's called Sway and ask him why I can't get on Shade 4-5. That was in response, so I've seen him on the street once, and I didn't know he couldn't come up to Shade at that time, 4-5. And I said, man, come on up, man. And then I had to see him again and say, hey, man, I don't know what the shit is. Yeah. But until that gets cleared up, there's no way I can have you on there.
Yeah.
What's the shit with that? What happened?
Well, the shit is, just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until like literally like a year and a half later.
Okay.
It never hit my radar. And then one day, you know, you go down the fucking wormhole with YouTube and whatever, right? So I see Machine Gun Kelly talks about Eminem's daughter or whatever, right? So what the fuck? Click on it. Like, yo, why is he? Then he starts doing a press run, basically, about Haley. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, my man better chill, right? So that's not why I dissed him. The reason I dissed him is actually a lot more petty than that.
Okay.
The reason that I dissed him is because he got on. First when he said, I'm the greatest rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45 or whatever he said, right? Like I'm trying to hinder his career. So I don't give a fuck about your career. You think I actually fucking think about you? You know how many fucking rappers that are better than you? You're not even in the fucking conversation. I don't care if you fucking blow or if you don't blow. It doesn't matter to me. But then when you get on Tech Nine's album and you start sending shots, and people start hitting me up, yo, Machine Gun dissed you, he just dissed you, he dissed you. I'm like, I listened to it, I'm like, did he really diss me though? Keep listening to it, yo, this rap, you're not gods. And then somebody sends me a screenshot of his Twitter. And it says, had some shit to get off my chest. You just rap, you not God. Some shit like that. And I was like,
A reference to the Rap God song.
yeah. So I'm like, on the song he said, y'all just rap, you not gods. And on Twitter he said, you just rap, you not God. Had some shit to get off my chest. And I'm seeing, and by the way, this was on the heels of the freestyle he had just did about Shade 45. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Now I'm in this fucking weird thing because I'm like, I gotta answer this motherfucker. And every time I do that, it makes that person as irrelevant as people say I am in hip hop.
Yeah.
I make them bigger by getting into this thing where I'm like, I want to destroy him, but I also don't want to make him bigger. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now you're a fucking enemy. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do at this point right now because I'm still kind of waiting to see what.
You haven't heard his Rap Devil response?
No, I heard it.
What do you think of it?
It's not bad for him. He got some good lines in it.
Did y'all really call in this show to try to shelve this?
Fuck no. I never made a fucking call. Made a call to Diddy? Really? I got Diddy's number. Just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened. It didn't feel like a diss to me. It just felt like pitiful. Like, oh, fuck. Now I'm feeling bad for something I didn't even have to do with. So that's how that happened. So we went to try and not reply. So regardless of what the fuck he wants to say, oh, it was from 6 years ago. Motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Wait. I'm telling you the reason I dissed you now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait for a second just to see, because if people start firing off and I try to answer every fucking body that I dissed on Kamikaze or had words about, I'm gonna be